Hello, I'm on Carlisle Street East in Sheffield. I wanted to give you a snapshot in time of Sheffield. I'm going to show you how it used to be rather than how it probably is now. If you look on that side of the roadway, you can see all units. That's all modern. But as I'm coming back up this road, you'll see the steel industry more as it was, or this area of the East End more as it is. I didn't think the photographs did it justice. As you can see, this was the Corner Pin pub. It's probably been shut 20 years now. But it's so different to when I drove down here when I was working in the steel industry in the 80s. This looks quite a modern construction on the left hand side. You can see more. This is how it would have looked in the past, and I'm just going to pop onto the other side of the road when I can get across. It's only a 30-mile-an-hour speed limit down here, and I've seen them coming down at 60 miles an hour. As you can see, that's how most of the buildings look down here. Before they started stuffing in all these like modern industrial estates. But I particularly want to show you the roundabout at Burngreave where Carlisle Street East meets Carlisle Street, because there's about 6 pubs around here and most of them have been closed down, but it does give you a real feel for how Sheffield used to be. It's a bit windy today, so I'm not sure how clear the sound is. We should get clearer in a bit when we get into a more secluded area. I wonder if this white sort of building was up at one bit or just an industrial entrance, I'm not sure. Because what's happened is a lot of the old pubs have been turned into offices and things like that now. So you do get an idea for what they look like, but I think Carlisle Street is a famous street. I can't think the reason for it, but same again, that shows you that's how Sheffield used to be, like that. If I just zoom in on you, you can see, rather than me walking across the road, most of this area would have looked like that, not like the modern industrial units you see on that side of the road. But it is Boxing Day today. But it is quiet up this road most of the time now. It's just the speed some of the cars come down at. But on the left hand side you can see these modern industrial units are replaced. What's on the right hand side, that's how it all used to be down here. Brick type buildings. But I really thought I needed a video of this area because I don't know how much of this heritage is just going to disappear. Sheffield Council have been really poor on promoting our steel industry. They do say more steel is produced in Sheffield now than there was before the 80s, but I think that's a load of rubbish. think I'm coming up to a pub round the back here, that's why I'm going a bit slow. Yeah, I can just walk in here and show you one of the old pubs, but this is the area of Sheffield I love the most. And this one's called the Crown Inn. It's now some offices, but at least it's not been knocked down. But when I drove down here in the 80s in a works van, it was absolutely streaming with people. You can see down here Sorby Street. You can hear some music coming out of that building. But this is real Sheffield, not the soulless plastic city it's now become. And there's always a smell around here of industry. You can really smell it when you get out of cars. I'm just crossing the road again because I want to show you this building, which looks quite impressive. Bessemer House. I remember the Bessemer converter furnace. If you ever came from the steel industry. So I'm just going to show you Bessemer House. It's a pretty impressive building. If I try and stand back a bit more and get it a bit more of it on. There you can see it. So I don't know much about the history of that building, but I'm sure I'll be able to Google it somewhere on Wiki. I've also heard of another pub called the Staffordshire Inn, I think it is. And there's some article in the Sheffield Star about them serving alcohol during the first lockdown. And they're denying that they were just people actually in the pub. Well, I'm on their side because I don't believe 95% of what they're telling us about COVID-19. I believe it's a global reset. Pharmaceutical industries using it for their own ends, for profit making. Now this place, OMG, was the Carlisle Hotel. I found out it's now a gentleman's club. I'm not sure if it's still open. I mean, not open, closed down for the lockdown, but open full stop. I'll show you back down Carlisle Street East. And then I'm progressing towards Carlisle Street itself. This is a main roundabout, which I remember driving across. I thought there were more roundabouts on Carlisle Street than this, but I must have got it wrong in my head when I was younger. You can just see the industry around here, or what it would have been like. Everything was like this. So I'm on Sutherland Road. It's quite a concoction of roads around here. But I love this pub, and I don't know, I'm sure this pub's been shut down for a long time now. So up here is Carlisle Street. So we've gone from Carlisle Street east to Carlisle Street. Now that sort of takes you up, I think, to the Wicker, but it's blocked off now, so you can't get right up there anymore. But I want to show you this Norfolk Arms pub. See, I'll come round on the other side. Oh, that's what I call a proper Sheffield pub. So I'm going to go further up now in to Burngreave and show you the Grapes pub. And I'm also looking for the Staffordshire Arms. Now this area would have been a very white working class area. It's not anymore. Now I've seen it change from the 80s to what it is now. I mean, it was more a Caribbean community in the 1980s. And then now it's more probably a Muslim and an Eastern European community. Now we're coming up to the Grape Inn, which I think looks brilliant, but I think it's still open, but it's looking a bit sad. There's the Grapes Inn. I like the paintwork. If it were painted, to me that looks like it's shut. When I've gone on Google, it said it's still open, but it really doesn't look too open to me. I'm just going to come on a better angle because I like the way these pubs are on the corner. So you can see, don't want to get knocked over here. It's the Grapes. And I understand that was another pub as well, because I've seen that somewhere and I'll find that one out. So I've moved up from the Grapes Inn and outside the Royal Oak, and that definitely looks like it's open. Well, if there wasn't a lockdown. I'll just shoot back to the Grapes Inn. Like I said, I love if that was painted up nice, it looks really nice pub that, or it must have been at one bit. So what I'm going to do is now I'm looking for the Staffordshire Arms, which is off Sorby Street. So once I find that, I'll stick my video back on and give you a recording of that. So I'll speak to you again in a bit. So I've now found Sorby Street and I'm just going to show you that cobble streets. So much of Sheffield was cobble streets, even back in the 70s. I've got a grandma who lived on York Road in Darnell and used to drive down that, and that was cobble streets like this. So there's not much of it left in Sheffield. Well, a lot of it's been tarmacked over. To tell you the truth, to say this is Boxing Day, there's an awful lot of people hanging around. You can imagine some of the jobs around here, they're paying less than the actual minimum wage. I think I've spotted the Staffordshire Arms. Look quite good on the pictures I saw on the internet. This is real Sheffield, this. But most of the little steel businesses have gone now. They're all like little warehouses and things like that. But I wouldn't even know of the Staffordshire Arms unless somebody told me when I put one of my other pictures on Twitter. They told me they'd been in one day, said it was rather a rough area, but the pub were rather nice. So I didn't find it last time I came, so let's just show it you. See, there's the Staffordshire Arms. That's a right traditional Sheffield pub. Looks in really good nick. Don't know what the beer barrel's doing down there, but like I said, there was something on Sheffield Star saying that it's been raided or something to do with and drinking, but the landlord denies it on the Sheffield article. Just going to take you a bit further up here, just see if there's anything more interesting. I think this is my tour over for Carlisle Street and Carlisle Street East, but what I want to do is show you what real Sheffield looked like. But the pubs there used to be a pub on every corner, like I was just showing you now. And most of those pubs have gone across the East End, so anyway, I'll see you again next week anyway when I do another video. Bye. My video's a bit longer than I thought because I come to the other end of Carlisle Street, and that's down towards the Wicker, and I'm actually on forgot the name of the hill, but that hill takes you into Burngreave. Now, Carlisle Street used to come out onto this road, and what I'm going to do is walk back down Carlisle Street. So, see that road taking you up into Burngreave, see the shops along there, and that takes you down to the Wicker. And you can see the Wicker Viaduct for the train line down there. So I'm now coming back along Carlisle Street. Like I said, it's been blocked off now. You can see the big new Tesco building here. And then I'm now on Carlisle Street. And this was all full of industrial companies doing a variety of different things in the 1980s, but when they started shutting down British Steel, it needed pruning, but not in the way that they did it. So that was Spittal Hill that we've just seen. Spittal Hill takes you from the Wicker up to Burngreave. But like I said, we're now on Carlisle Street again. Full little tool places that used to support the main steel industry. So when you shut down the main steel industry, kill off these little businesses that used to be around here. And now it's warehouses and things like that. But just warehouses for importing stuff and things like that. Not a lot of them look like food places. But I'll take you right down here back onto the roundabout that joins Carlisle Street with Carlisle Street East. But as a Sheffield, I feel a little bit betrayed when we joined the EU. Since that date, we're supposed to create more trade, and all they did was strip out our industrial base. And it looks to me like there was a deal done between Us and the Germans will have the banking. They'll have the industrial side of things. So okay for the southeast of England. But for the north of England, all the north of England now is warehouses, shopping centres, and that's about it. Whereas we've seen absolute billions ploughed into the southeast in the banking industry, especially when they start printing money, because the banks have a licence to print money. But hopefully now that we've left the EU, we can start to build up our industrial base again, because we're importing £80 billion more from the EU countries than we export, and we ought to be at least reducing that by 40 billion and re-establishing a manufacturing base again. Well, I really hope the video gives you an appreciation of what Sheffield probably was and what it's now become. Look at the state of the streets around here, litter everywhere. Thought it was bad round where I live, but makes where I live look quite good. Just show you back the opposite way now, and if I zoom I can take you right up there. So Carlisle Street would have gone right through onto Spittal Hill, and then you could have turned left and joined up with Savile Street, which is another part of the industrial area of Sheffield. Back down Carlisle Street to Carlisle Street East. Like I said, I think it's become very much a Muslim area, because it's like food shops, and one building I went across I could hear wailing music coming out of the building. Like I say, it was fully industrialised in the 1980s. So we're talking about a 40-year period, completely stripping out our cultural heritage from this area of Sheffield, shutting all the pubs down. So I'm coming back up to the roundabout now. When I get there, I sort of finish my journey today, but I try and do interesting places, and if you've got any ideas of places you want me to video around Sheffield or South Yorkshire, just give me a shout. I should be back next week anyway. Speak to you later. Bye.